Musical intervals are the building blocks of both melody and harmony in music. An interval is simply the distance between two notes measured in half steps. They serve as the foundation for constructing chords, scales, melodies. Literally all the music we've ever heard can be summed down to these tiny little two-note relationships, these little building blocks, you could think of them as. And so by studying intervals, we are learning how music really works at its most fundamental level. So let's take a look at the potential possibilities. Since there are 12 notes in music, that means there are 12 ways to play two notes simultaneously. Like if I start on a note, call it whatever, and then I play another note that's 1/2 step away, we simply give that a name, and we're going to call that a minor second. This is just the name that musicians have given it. Two notes separated by 1/2 step, we call it a minor second, or flat 2 for short, which is how we're going to be thinking about it. So logically, the next thing we can do is play a note that's 2/2 steps away. This is called a major second, or 2. 3/2 steps away, minor third. 4/2 steps away, major third, and so on. At this point, you don't need to memorize these, although maybe one day you'd like to. So for now, it's just most important to understand the concept. We're just measuring how far away two notes are from one another. And we can do that by measuring them in half steps. Depending on how far they are, we give them a name. At this point, it's not that important to memorize all of them, although one day you may like to do that. For now, just read the names, think about it a little bit, and simply understand that intervals are just two notes separated by an amount of half steps. Depending on how far away they are, we give them a name, and that's it. So this is just a little snippet from the fundamentals chart that you can find attached to this video. It's saying the same information in a shorthand version, you could say. Numbers at the top are half steps, and underneath that is the name of the interval. Unison. Minor seconds. Major seconds. Minor thirds. Major thirds. Perfect fourths. Diminished fifths. Perfect fifths. Minor six. Major six. Minor seven. I could continue going up this way to grab this minor 7, but it's a bit stretchy for me, so I can express that same interval like this. Major 7. Again, I could grab that, but it's a little bit far, and then I can grab an octave. There are two important terms that we can use to distinguish between the way that intervals sound. So up first is consonance, meaning agreeable, pleasing, pleasant, stable. Examples of these are octaves, perfect fifths, or major thirds. The opposite of this is a term called dissonance, just meaning tense, harsh, or unstable. Intervals such as minor seconds, diminished fifths, or major sevenths. The benefit of understanding and utilizing consonant and dissonant intervals can be helpful in composition or improvising. Let's say you're writing music for a horror film. You'd probably want to use intervals that are dissonant sounding to create a sense of unease in the body. In contrast to that, if there's a beautiful landscape scene, you'd want to use chords or scales that contain intervals that are more consonant and stable and welcoming and friendly. If you haven't done so already, please download the chart connected to this video, as we'll be using it for the worksheets together. How it's going to work is that you're going to be given a note, and then you're going to be asked to find another note that is a type of interval away. So the first one we can do as an example is a perfect fifth. The information that we need is how many half steps is a perfect fifth. So let's jump down here to our intervals chart. P5, 7. That means that if I pick some note and I go up 7 half steps, this will be a perfect fifth away. So let's start by choosing C. I'm going to count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is G. Let's do another one. Let's do F. Let's count up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. C is the answer. What about A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. E is the answer. Let's do a trickier one. Like, what if we choose B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got two letters here, F sharp and G flat. And how do we know which one it is? The answer is the letter that is 5 letters away. So we started on B, so B, C, D, E, F. F is the 5th letter of B. So the answer is F sharp in this context. It wouldn't be G flat because that is the 6th letter away. Let's do another example to really drive the point home. So let's start on F sharp. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it C sharp or D flat? Well, which one of those is 5 letters away from F? F, G, A, B, C. C sharp is the answer. It wouldn't be D flat because D flat is 6 letters away. The next one we're going to do together are major sevenths, 11 half steps. And you're probably thinking, oh no, I have to count 11 every time. Well, there's a cool trick we can use here actually. Because if we, for example, count up 12 half steps, I go up an octave, literally the same note. If I go up the octave and I go back 1 half step, that's equivalent to counting up 11 half steps. So to find any major sevenths, we pick a note and we go back 1 half step, and that's the answer. So let's do G. Its major seventh would be what? F sharp or G flat? Well, it's the same thing we've been going through so far with the thirds and the fifths. Which one of those is the 7th letter of G? G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So F sharp is the answer. It'd be kind of weird if it was G flat, because then the root and the 7 are the same letter. Doesn't make sense. F sharp. What about C? B is the answer. What about F? E is the answer. What about B? A sharp is the answer. 7ths are easy. So let's keep cruising. We're going to do a few more. We're going to do seconds now, 2 half steps. So if we start on B, 1, 2. Is it C sharp or D flat? Well, B, C. C is the 2nd letter. C sharp is the answer. What if we start on D? 1, 2. E is the answer. A. B is the answer. Let's move on to fourths now. Fourths are 5 half steps. So let's pick a letter, D, and count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G is the answer. Let's do B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E is the answer. Let's do A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it D flat or C sharp? Well, which letter is 4 letters away from A? A, B, C, D. We started on an A something. We count up 4 letters to D. The answer is D flat. It wouldn't be C sharp. And the last one we're going to do here are 6s. So we've got 9 half steps. Let's pick a letter. Let's do D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. B is the answer. Let's do C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A is the answer. What if we start on, let's try A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it F sharp or G flat? We started on A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the 6th letter, so the answer is F sharp. I wanted to take a moment here to really emphasize the importance of this worksheet. When I was first learning music theory forever ago, didn't even know what a note was back then, but I really wanted to understand what was going on, so I bought myself a workbook and was given, dozens and dozens of questions about intervals and calculating scales and stuff like that. And I learned so much from that, just literally going through things and writing things out and thinking about it and calculating and using the charts. And you're going to get so much out of this by really taking your time and giving it your best. And yeah, just remember to have fun. It's fun to learn new things. So it may seem weird at first, calculating and counting, but I guarantee you're going to get a lot out of this, and it's going to set you up to make the rest of the course easier. See you in the next one.